Cardinals here, excuse me. On your left, Terry Rozier and Montrez Harrell, Coach Rick Pitino. Coach, let's start off with some comments. Thank you.
Well, I couldn't be more pumped up, more excited because we beat such a great team. Sometimes I hate these press conferences because you listen to the other guys up here first, and you know, you just bleed for a group like Northern Iowa who, the reason we played so well tonight is the amount of respect we had for them. We knew they were a great team statistically, 5 seniors. We know they're beautifully coached, so sometimes it breaks your heart even in victory. I mean, we are so pumped and so excited because we know the feeling on the other end. But for us, this is the first time in history, according to Kenny Klein, that this is 4 Sweet 16s in a row. And Louisville's had a very rich tradition, so we're very proud of that. These two guys kind of amaze me because I prod them the whole game because I can't take them out. And Trez was just working so hard, and he was so dead, and I kept saying, you got to give us more, son. You got to give us more. You can't tire. And I don't know how they do it. I really don't know how both of them do it. But they've done it the whole year. They've carried a team on their back that has many problems. And tonight, we played our best game of the season. Defensively, we did a lot of good things, switching from zone to man, back to zone, back to man. And then offensively, that's the best we've executed with swinging the ball east to west and then attacking north to south. So I'm real proud of these guys. The two guys are going to go on to, I won't say I could say greener pastures because it probably will be. But they're tremendous basketball players, and it's been an honor to coach both of them.
All right, let's open it up for questions. Identify yourself, affiliation, and to whom the question is addressed. Thank you.
Yes, Marty Terrell, 1700 The Champ in Des Moines. Coach Pitino, your defensive schematics tonight really confused those UNI kids. Is that something that you designed well before the game, or was it an ongoing process?
We've been doing it all year. We simplified this tonight. I told the guys we're not going to press, but sparingly. So we only have one day. I want you to really, really focus. What helped us tremendously was playing Virginia twice, because this is a shooting version of Virginia in terms of the way they play, and that's the highest compliment I can give a team. So we wanted to really focus in on our defense, keeping our bigs inside, switching our backcourt guys outside, go in man, go in zone, and they did it to perfection. And then they came down the court offensively, and they all took great shots. They just were not only tremendous basketball wise type, but they were very, very intelligent in the way they approached this game.
Coach Pitino's Scott Johnson from Sports Exchange. For you, I was kind of wondering, you talked about the 4 Sweet 16s. What makes this year especially sweet? And maybe for the players, maybe you can talk about the last month and the ups and downs you've gone through to get here.
Why don't you guys take it?
Well, as a basketball program, we have had a lot of ups and downs in the season, but I mean, I feel like we responded in the right way. I feel that we came together as a team tonight, and we really did the key things that we needed to do on the defensive end to make sure that we willed our team to a victory. We know that coach is going to coach us for every bit part of the game, so we made sure we stayed together as a team. We took the coaching, and we went out there and executed our game plan.
Well, he said it right on the money. We prepared. We only had one day to prepare, and we know it was a tough team. A lot of seniors on their team, so we just wanted to go out there and just stick together and keep them off the backboard, and just most importantly win the game. And we played with great effort, and we got the job done. So, a lot of props go to them. They did a good job today.
Coach Eddie Pels from AP, I wanted to ask you maybe just a comment on Terry's game today, because there were some times where nobody could guard him, and then I was going to get whoever at the panel to talk about the 2 ESPN alley-oops at the end that kind of ended the game, and also, but more specifically, did your being able to shoot maybe set those up at the end?
Well, it starts in practice. The guy that's guarding Montrez, he's kind of like blind to see Montrez, and he might point up. So everybody's watching the ball. So I just see him, I just throw it up there, he go get it. And, it's an easy play to make because you could just basically throw it anywhere by the rim and he'll go get it, and we got that, we got that feel for each other, so we made it happen today. Both of them oops I threw 'em.
And with that being said, it's just one of those things where I told these guys, if you put the ball anywhere around the rim, then I'm going to catch it no matter what. I'll come down and it'll be my turnover before it'll be a turnover on you. So majority of the time, these guys put it in the right spot, and I just make sure I try to finish it for them because I know they work so hard with getting open. I set the screens up for them, and they get me the ball on the inside. So when they put the ball anywhere around the rim, I try to make sure I finish for them.
Yeah, with both of them, the interesting thing about both guys, I always tell pro scouts this. I said, look, I don't have to tell you about their abilities. It's very evident. But what you get with these guys is they don't take a possession off in practice. So if I'm a pro general manager, I know these guys are going to a pro team, and they've been built to play every possession and not take any time off. So when you're drafting a basketball player, you want that type of heart and that type of attitude. Their skill level's great. I mean, Terry has improved dramatically, and Montrez came back, and he's become much better at every phase of the game. There's a lot of things you don't notice. The shooting's obvious, but a lot of things, his ball handling, his passing, his blocking shots, his maturity. So both of these guys, I think, are going to have, they're having great careers now, but I think they're going to go on and be terrific NBA players because of how hard they play all the time. And that's a skill as well as shooting, dribbling, or anything else. They both, I've said this about Terry since he's come in, he just acts like a professional every single day. He takes coaching, he takes criticism, he takes it. And Montrez is a warrior. I mean, he is. You see all these dunks. We see 15 of them every practice, where we say, "Get out of the way, or somebody's getting hurt." And I tell our guys, just do not get in his way. Just get out of his way. Let him dunk the ball and have fun. He won't. He's relentless the way he wants to dunk in practice. Even in we go 5 lines, he wants to break a backboard.
He's not giving himself enough credit either. We don't take a playoff because of him. He does a good job of coaching.
Jeff Griff from the Louisville Courier-Journal. Terry, you've had a few great halves. You've had a few games where, especially like Georgia Tech, where you had a breakout second half. But this was a complete performance from you, front to finish. Did that feel good to get that kind of confidence boost back for after the past couple of months you've had shooting?
Yeah. I'm surrounded by a lot of great guys, and it was just opportunities that I was provided with, and I got to step up to the challenge. And I was challenged by the coaches and by the players. And, we just came in with a game plan. And like I said, it was just all opportunities. And I just made it happen. And luckily the ball went through. So.
You're second. Okay. Go ahead in the back. Steve, right here. After. Okay. You go third. Okay.
Greg Bell is the Coming News Tribune. Coach, where would you rank the last month and the fact you're back in this Sweet 16 when maybe this wasn't the role that you guys are usually accustomed to?
Well, I've watched every Northern Iowa tape, and I think more so than me, because I'm impressed with everybody. But these guys were really impressed with Northern Iowa. We watched the double overtime at VCU, which is a really difficult place to play. We watched the home victory against Wichita State, and they reminded us of Virginia, who shoots the ball. So we were going to take away the three-point shot tonight, do everything in our power to do it, and then when they would drive to the basket, challenge. But what they did tonight, execution-wise, you have to be very, very smart people. Montrez, you see this guy who's just dunking and he's very aggressive, but what you don't realize is he's one of the 5 brightest players I've coached. He's very, very smart. He'll say some things in our timeouts where we've watched 15 films, and he's right 9 out of 10 times. So these guys were great at every phase of the game tonight, and our respect for Northern Iowa is the reason we played so well. Look, you got to go through. We had a bad situation, and our heart bleeds for one of our teammates. But I don't know what we expected from Quentin Snyder. We didn't expect this, to be honest with you. But Quentin's always looking for these guys, and he doesn't get nervous at all. I thought he was maybe losing his mind throwing that lob at the end of the game under a minute, but outside of that, he's unflappable. He doesn't get nervous at all. He's a cool customer. He's always looking for him. And these guys have a lot of confidence in him as well as our coaching staff. And he's gotten a lot better defensively. So we've had a rally around it. We've had a short bench. But I say it again, these guys, they don't take a play off, and that's quite unusual in today's world.
In the back and then here.
Jardine or ESPN Louisville, Coach, the block by Wayne Blackshear, is that
Awesome.
sort of a signature
Big-
play of his
Big
career?
key of the game. Big, gigantic. If there's one key in the game, it was that. But what we wanted to do, and it doesn't really show up statistically, because we just talked about staying aggressive on offense, moving the basketball, going north and south. If we throw it into Trez, they're going to double them, get to your spots. But the great thing, we kept staying aggressive. Now, if you look at the first half, obviously we shoot 52%. But the second half, you can say, well, you didn't shoot as well. Yes, we did, because we kept going to the foul line. We kept driving, getting to the free throw line. And that's what we wanted to do, is go downhill on them, go downhill and make them guard us. And these guys executed it to perfection. You know, we held them to 2 assists in the first half. 5 seniors, great passing team. That's an awesome stat to have.
Eric Crawford, Courier-Journal. Rick, you got some very important minutes from Jalen Johnson and David Levitch and Shaquan. At the end of the first half, you put them in. You really didn't miss a beat and had the lead at half. How big were they? And the second thing, just your free throw shooting this postseason so far has been.
Well, you could just see when Montrez has followed through how slow his release is. You know, every one he took tonight I thought was going in. Terry's become a great free throw shooter. You know, when we put those guys, Jalen's having great practices, and Jalen's very lucky. He has to go against an All-American every single day. And so when he goes out there, he's not going to face anybody in the likes of Montrez. And Montrez never takes it easy on him. So he's improved dramatically because of it. And then David Levitch is one of our best passers. I mean, Terry knew if he went back door, he was going to get it from Levitch, because Levitch is an excellent passer. These guys have a lot of confidence in him. Wayne scored his 1,000-point. Wayne's part of the history of these 4 Sweet 16s. And just look at his resume. It's incredible. And these guys are now going to another Sweet 16. And the great thing about being in a place like Louisville is you're just not satisfied. You have an insatiable desire to keep moving on, and I know these guys do.
Okay, one over here.
Jeff Greer from the Courier-Journal. Montrez, you and Mango in particular, did a really impressive job on Seth Tuttle tonight. How did you? He still had 14 points, but how did you kind of make things a little more difficult for him?
We made him work all night. You know, we didn't let him see anything easy. Every time he caught the ball, it was either, 15 feet away from the basket, or we were making sure that he wasn't getting just no easy catches in the post. I mean, every time he caught the ball, we tried to make sure that we had the body on him. And when he went to his move, we've been watching a lot of tape, and we know he likes to counter and spin back. So we studied the film, and we know everything that he really wanted to do when he caught the ball. We also know that he's a great passer, but we had to make sure that we didn't let him get any easy touches, because, I mean, if he get any easy touches, I mean, he was ranked player, was looking at for being player of the year, so we had to make sure that he didn't see anything easy tonight.
This is for both Terry and Montrez. I know you've talked about the 2 alley-oops a couple times, but it felt like from the outside that those came at really key times and took some air out of Northern Iowa. Did you feel like that at the time, and did it feel like more than just 2 points when you guys got those at those times?
You want to go to me?
You said just 2 points when we off. Oh no, it was more. It was definitely more than just 2 points. It's a confidence booster for all of us. Is we all get pumped after he dunked the ball, and that's just a connection that me and him have, and it definitely makes us play harder after he get dunks like that. Any type of dunk he gets, but especially an alley oop, it just feels good, and that's all I can say about that.
I would say it was a key point in the game. They were making a run and starting to come back. So when Terry threw it, I tried to make sure that I finished with him, and the other one ended up becoming an and one. So I feel like it really did take some of the air out of him. But it's always one of those big type plays that you would love to have, because it gets your team pumped up and gets you ready to go down the other end and know that you have to sit down on defense and that you have to get a stop. So it's always one of those plays that gets our team rallied around each other and know that we're going to go down here and get a stop on the defensive end.
Gentlemen, thank you. Enjoyed having you in Seattle. Good luck in Syracuse.
Thank you.
Thank you.